Hey, how's it going? Working on a side project today, which is this little guy here, Tweeter. Yeah. It's not yet completely responsive. There's a lot of sizing issues so far, but I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna do more of this layout today. One of these. I'll switch back and forth, but this is pretty much how it is. Test user 1, I think. Oh, login user1@gmail.com. Test user 1. I always forget what my test passwords are. Oh, there we go. Cool. This is what I'm working on right now. Basically create your profile. So right after it creates a account here, and this is my database. Ah, come on. There we go. So we got, see, test user 1, this, which is your password, but it's actually hashed before it goes in the database. And then this is where you're creating the profile that links that. So if we copy that, that's your account number, and there it is right there, same one. So take that away. Yeah, if you guys got any questions, feel free to put them right there in the chat. That'd be awesome. I'm also gonna be looking at the chat on my other screen, so don't worry too much if I don't get to you. It's okay. Alright. So yeah, choose an image, type in your name, username, and then that's gonna be, so you can't exit this is mandatory. That's gonna be sent to the database here, right here. It's gonna save it in the database, return the new profile, and your profile will be ready. But we're not worrying about that right now. Right now, this is basically just checking if the user already has a profile or not, because we only want the new user to pop up if there's a new profile. So we're gonna say is auth for authenticated. We're gonna say that's state dot auth reducer dot is auth, or sorry, where would that be? Yeah, that's the thing about having so many files. You just start to completely lose track of where anything is. Auth reducer. So we're storing that in the user. Okay. So we're just gonna take that user. We're gonna say that's equal to state dot auth reducer dot user. So now we can check right here. We're gonna say we do have this dot props dot user is not equal to null, and this dot props dot user has profile. That's going to check if both of these are true. So we don't want the profile to not exist, or the user, and we want the user to have no profile. Not equal to true. And if both of those are right, we're going to return that. And that's it. Sorry. No, we're not going to return that. We want to return this or something else. So we're just going to say here, there is a user, and we're going to say this dot props dot user dot we're going to display the email. This is just for testing. You would never want to do this, but that's okay. And has profile is equal to, and then we're going to say this dot props dot user dot has profile. So now if we go back, I know there's going to be an error. Home, line 28. Okay, let's check that out. Sorry. Line 28. There's our first mistake right there. So yeah, the map state to props function for your connect with Redux, you need to be returning an entire object, not just calling that. So that's why we got that error there. Now we have a new error. Cannot read property email of null. And so this would never happen on a full application. As you see here. With testing, it's really hard. So we might just turn that off for now, but that is okay. Yeah, see. So we go there now. Yeah, there we go. So we log in and it should not show the new profile according to our logic here. Test password maybe. I really need to start. There we go. We really need to start. There it is. Test user, there's the email equal to, I guess we didn't really return any text, but that's good. So if we refresh this, what do we get? Email of null. Okay. So that's another big one. We're gonna have to take care of that because that is very frustrating. So we can do another one in here and say this dot props dot user, if this exists, and or if this exists, this dot props dot user. It's kind of hard because we don't know what we want to do here. At least I don't. Sorry. If the user exists, no, I think it's better if we if we check, we just add a little exclamation here. We want to check if it's not. So that we're gonna return. This will be changed, probably like a loading spinner bar or something, but for now this is okay. Else that right there. And let's see if that clears something up. There we go. Right there. But see, now we're getting a session storage, or now we're getting no user at all. So if we go up here, go to our auth, user is null, and that's not good. And we don't want the user to see. If we come here, there's never a user here. You're never gonna. So if a user ever refreshes it, the user will not be there. Nothing will be there. So think what we might do here. Go to our actions. We want to what is it? Session storage. Yeah, okay. When we get a user, dispatch register, okay, pillar.res.data, author user, register, okay. There it is. Okay. So we can say session storage dot set item user. So we just want this to go away every time we leave the browser or we close the tab. It might cause some issues though. Scrap that. I know what we're gonna do. Okay. Export const get user equals. See, what we want to do here is basically before any of this, so we don't have to worry about this. We could remove that and we'll put a component did mount, and we'll say every time before this happens, we want to axios.get. We want to get the user. So we're gonna log in this each time, but by just doing the token. So we're gonna have to comment that out for now. That's fine. Save that. And head on over to right here. So this, what this is gonna do, if we send a get request to this link with the ID or the token, sorry. In my last project I did something different, but hash token. We don't need this. We don't need to edit this at all. So if we head on over to packages, make sure I don't have it already. We do not. Okay. So install this here. We're gonna install something real quick. JSON web token. Basically, when we get a token, every token is encoded, but if you break it down, it comes out to be the same thing. So now that that's installed, we can go over here and we can say we don't need anything here, so we can just say dispatch and we could say JSON think we're gonna have to import it here. Import JWT from JSON web token. There we go. Decode. And if I go over to my last app, we can look at the example here. Actions. Register, login, get user. So I'm going to take all of that right there. And there's nothing wrong with copying code. If you've already wrote the code, save yourself the time. We're gonna say oh, I did make a route for this. Okay. So we are gonna need this. So we can say UID. Okay. So what we're gonna do is go back to our routes here on our back end, and we are going to be making that route. So we're gonna say a router.get, and we're gonna make this to /UID. Okay. /UID. We can say request result. So we're going to make this also asynchronous. So we're gonna say await const user equal to await user dot find one. We want the ID to equal the parameters that we put in. We want it to equal that. If there's no user, I'm gonna return res.status of 400.send, and we're gonna say no user found. If that passes, we're gonna keep on, and we're gonna say res.status of 200.send the user, and just like that. So I am gonna have to open up a new terminal, and I have live uploads, so this will immediately be, the changes will be pushed to my Heroku. So we're gonna commit this. We're gonna say added get user route. We can even say, you know, it requires a user ID in the parameters. It's always good to put good, accurate descriptions, because you never know who's going to be using your app or your API. Sorry. Man, chat is dry. That's all right. Still have fun. So I'm gonna close that out for now. Close that out. We can collapse that again, and we can come over here. And there we need to pass in that UID. We need a new type. So we do need that. So that section's done, but we need to add it in our types here. Export const equals. If we come to auth reducer, we want to make a new case. And if the case is set user, I'm going to keep the state, but return the user equal to the action.payload. And the reason why we do that is in our action, we're sending property called payload, and the payload is equal to the user's data. So that's okay. My bad. And I was not using async await at all on here, so I'm gonna update this to use it because we don't want any of our app, any of this, to show up until it's done. So we can remove that and remove that. What we are gonna have to do is get user. Pretty sure it's that. Yep, get user. And we're gonna import get user from dot slash yeah, actions slash auth actions. And on component didn't mount, we're gonna get the user. I'm gonna set that to false as well. I was never sure how to do this. No. Async. There's no way that works. Wow. Okay. Shoot. We come over here, we're expecting a token. For one, we're not doing that. So that's how we're doing it, first of all. And also we need our token. So local storage.get item token. We're gonna say const token is equal to token. Or we're gonna say await const res equals await this dot props dot get user. We're gonna pass in that token. If res is equal to okay, this dot set state. We'll just say loading is false. No, we don't need to do any of that. What we are going to do is grab the loading from state.index reducer dot loading, I think it is. Loading, yeah. So what we'll do here is we'll say take all of this here and we'll say we'll rewrite this here. Yes, I know it sucks too, but it is needed. To be honest, my least favorite thing to do is not the keyboard issue again. Oh no. Oh no. Just 1 second. Basically, my new keyboard, there's like commands where they'll make keys only certain things, and it gets on my last nerve. Just 1 second. There we go. We take this, we can say you can take that, oh no, it's doing it again. Wow, that is super annoying. Okay. Now, this dot props dot loading, that's equal to true. We're gonna return that loading that we had before. And if not, we want to do the rest of our checks here. So you want to say this dot props dot user dot has profile. We're gonna see if that's false, right? So if it is false, we're gonna return that right there. Perfect. And we only want to do this if this dot props dot user is equal to null. Else, gonna return a big H one that says home screen with profile. And let's see if we can restart the server. And there is something in auth actions online. Oh wait. Is that what the problem was? Loading is undefined. State.index reducer. Look at that. A typo. Everybody loves a good typo, don't they? Okay. Cannot read property, has profile of null. Well then don't tell me what's up then. Okay. Dispatch. Await. Dispatch. Type loading. And if we go to our index reducer, loading is going to be equal to payload is equal to true. And right down here, like that, just like that. We restart it now. cannot read has profile of null. So cute. Well, you know. Let's just check this real quick. User is null. Okay. And it never gets called. Not even the dispatch. And it's right there. Get user, get user. Okay. So we do have problems here going on. Let's say here. Let's come in here and just console.log this and say anyone. We're gonna see if that action even gets called. And no, it does not. Component will mount, maybe. No. This top props that user has profile. Let's see the state here. Loading is equal to false. That's why we're getting this error right here. Huh. Oh, that is very odd. It is not waiting for that. We don't need that there. Let's see. There has to be a reason why dispatch is not being called. So let's look at it. Dispatch not called class components. I think Google is probably your biggest help, to be honest. But that's okay. I have had this problem so many times and it is so frustrating. Get user. Get user. Okay. See here. Yeah, we're not getting much response because our store here is never getting a single thing. That is so awesome. So let's start this process from scratch. See how it looks. Application. We're gonna delete our token here, so we don't want that anymore. So we can log back to the login section. Select our test user one. Login. Home screen with profile. Okay. State. Yeah, no duh. Okay, now let's refresh it. See that right there. That's where we went wrong. So let me see here. I mean, it's straight up just not calling it at all, so let's see if we can just do that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's take this. See if we get anything in our console. What we can do for now is take this out and just display each one that says loading for now. See if this is getting called at all in any way. Yeah, it is. See? Loading, set user, loading. Okay. So maybe we need to edit what we're doing. Because the problem is here. It's trying to access if the user has a profile or not. So you can say this.props.user is not equal to null, and that may fix it. Yes, there we go. So if we see here now what's going on here, so you look at this now, here's our actions. So this is what happened. Called loading, if you remember, right here, calls loading, sets it to true. If you click on that, loading is being set to true. Then it calls set user, sets the user to this, and then calls loading again, says it's false. That's why we're seeing this. That's why we're seeing home screen with profile. So that's good. That's exactly what we're looking for. And the loading, if you saw it for half a second. So if you look, loading, but it's so quick, so. Okay, cool. So let's say we do not have a logout yet, so all I have to do is just delete that. So I can go here. And let's sign up. So let's say stream user 1 at email.com, stream user 1. Let's get started. And see, we have an issue going on here. Yep. Has profile here is false, but our home screen is never seeing that. So let's say this let's call the function here, let's say I think it may just be that right there. Yep, just that. So maybe we can just leave that on true as for always, but after that we can set it to false. So if we see, so now we can start working on all this. So let's commit that. Let's say get status. I always check the status because I want to see what I've done. So we added some packages, we updated the styles from yesterday night. So let's add that. Let's commit with the message of route and refresh. with no errors at /home. And it is just me working on this project, but if anybody else were to work on this project, having descriptive commit messages are very important. You don't want anybody messing up some code you had because nobody knows who's working on what. So let's get started with the next part. And that's going to be in here. New user modal. So we need to create some type of, we don't need that for now. We need to create some type of basically form validation for this. And luckily we already did that here. And we're using the React hook use form. Oh yes, don't even complain to me. I know, and those need to be in their own files. So React hook form right there. So we can just take that and import that up here. And yes, we did need Axios for this. Okay, I was like, why is that even in here? And so let's declare. So if you look, register, handle submit. I'm gonna need to change that to on submit, so might as well do it now. On submit, handle submit, watch, errors equals use form. So now on our individual inputs, we can say register equals. And I actually haven't done any validation for a image field, but sorry, ref register. So we just need to register it. That's just fine because it's not a required input, but we do need to put a name here or the register will not work. So let's say avatar, because that's what we want on the back end, is an avatar. Whoops. That is not where we want it. We want it on the actual input itself. Perfect. Okay. Input, so we can say ref. Let's give it a name first. We'll say this is a full name. If you look on our, not here, but inside of our API, when we create a new profile, we want a full name. So we'll throw this up here on the left so we can remember that. We want a full name. So that, let's register right here. Register. And this is bothering me a lot because I usually use a lot of room, but that's okay. This is required. So we can say required. We go over here. How do we do it before? Required. Value of true. And we can set an error message and say, this field is required, just like we did on our other input before. We can do a I mean, that should be good. If we can find a pattern for including a space, that'd be helpful. Not really necessary right now. We'll just leave it at that for now. And right here, we can do the same thing we did here and say errors dot full name. And if there is, return an error. This is one of the components I made. It is not showing up yet though. It's right there. Dang it. That is okay. We will copy and paste that for now. I know it's not very dry, but that is fine for now, I guess. And we can come down here and we can say error errors.fullname.message. So whenever that shows up, it's going to show that little error. We can take that, put it right under there, and say username, because that's what that one's going to be called. And we can do the same thing that we did here and add this in here and say username required true, message field required. We go back real quick to, I really should make a document for this, but that's okay. Username needs to be a max length of 20, min length of 3. So let's put that over there. Let's say first of all, it's required. That's good. Min length value is 3. Message is gonna be must be greater than 3 characters. Let's say longer than 3 characters. Let's give it a max length, just like we put on our backend, and say value is equal to 20. Let's say message, say must be less than 20 characters. And that should be, I don't have styled input yet. Where is that at? So I don't have to type it out again. Cool. And we do not have a submit yet, so we do need to do that. Where has it gone? Okay, we need to on submit, handle submit. So on our form, we need a form div here, but we're not in a form. So let's look at our, yeah, we do need a form, or we can just do it ourselves, I guess. Button, say on click equals handle submit on submit. That's just gonna check our errors for us. Let's see how it works out here. Yeah, cool. Yep, must be longer than 3 characters. If you look at this here, yep, it's not going to let us do that. Cool. And that does not have anything right now to it, but that's fine. So let's put in here on submit, and it's going to be async. We're going to console.log I think we're taking in data, so let's just put that there. Console this. Yeah, there's our little anyone. We'll have to go through and remove those, but that's okay. Let's choose a picture. Let's say me. Let's get out of that right there. Let's create a profile. That is a problem. We don't need to reference our image at all because we're actually uploading it to a server separately. So let's take that out of there. And we're gonna make a new object on submit. And we're gonna say const new profile equal to data, and the avatar is going to equal the image. And so we're gonna have to take that because we don't want that above the declaration of image. So let's see what happens now. You want to make sure that's a URL. So let's make that big mountain range us. Let's say Nathaniel Richards again. And let's make our username that. Oh, we're not even console logging it. Whoops. New profile. Let's upload another image. Anna Richards, 8 the dev, group profile. There we go. Avatar, right there. Okay, so we're all set for this part. So we can delete the console log, and we can say we want to. We need a new action now. And we need to make this go away right now. We want to make export const new profile. We want to pass in form values, dispatch, we want to return axios.post. We're going to be posting to yes, I know. I really need to get a slash profile slash that, so let's just take that. I'll just put it there for a second. Get this out of there. We're gonna set this to user ID, huh? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. User ID. User slash profile slash, get rid of that. Then we need to pass in the form values that we had there. So let's say asynchronous result equals, we're gonna do a dispatch here just in a second here. Type, we're gonna wait that, return. Okay. Dot catch. Or actually, we don't need to return anything. Yeah, I mean, we might as well. Let's say async result is equal to async error. We'll run to wait dispatch error type profile fail with payload an error of error, and we need to put that in wrapping parentheses. Return bad. But we do need to make these new types, so that's the biggest thing with working on this type of stuff. You gotta put in like 5 different files. Export const equals that. Let's do it again. So let's export const profile. Okay, equals profile. Okay. I think what we need to do up here is we're going to await dispatch type loading payload true. We're gonna do that again. Down here we're gonna do the same. We're gonna say it's false though down here. A type of, what did we make? Profile okay. Profile okay. Profile fail. We also need to import that, but it's easier if you just type it and then get it to like auto correct you. Let's say payload of res.data, and I don't actually remember what I returned from there, so let's go check. It's gonna send back the save profile. Cool. Okay, it's gonna send back a saved profile, so we're gonna have to open this up, case profile okay, profile okay. We're gonna set that to null as well. We're gonna return the state, and we're gonna set the profile to action.payload. We also need a profile fail. We would need to return the state with profile, or with error equal to action dot error. Cool, just like that. And we do not have profile okay put in here yet, so let's put that in here. Profile okay. And we are using a asynchronous action inside of our function without declaring async. So let's say just like that. So let's test this out here. Not too sure how this is gonna work, but it's supposed to be returning something, so maybe we should. Yeah, it's returning okay. It doesn't matter, whatever. Where is it? Right there. What we want to do is, oh, we do, okay. We want to say, we want to, yeah, we will have to connect this function. I really don't want to. Whatever. It's just very tedious each time you gotta do this, but it's fine. And then we called that new profile. I doubt that freaking, nope. Import new profile. Look at that. That's nice, nice. Change just the props. New profile, whatever. Oh my gosh. We do have to change this then. Okay. So needs values and the user ID. So let's get both of those things with our map state to props function. Const map state to props equals state equals return. So we want a user, right? Let me see here. We want a user ID, yeah. So user is state dot, but let's try to reduce it. So we'll say user ID state dot auth reducer dot user, and we also want loading. So let's say state dot global reducer dot loading. So let's grab both of those. So let's say user loading. We're gonna do a new profile. So we're gonna say const result equals await new profile. We're gonna throw both of these in here. So we're gonna say user, or sorry, the new profile, as well as the user dot underscore ID. So we want the user ID and the new profile. If res is equal to okay. So we're gonna add a little snack or a notification when that happens. And we also want, where did it go? We want all of our inputs disabled, so I mean, no, you can't really, you gotta really do that for each of these here. So let's just say disabled equals loading. So if loading is true, disabled is true. So we could just straight up grab that, put it on each of these inputs so that somebody can't keep trying to make a profile over and over again, because that would be bad. We can also do that for our button here. So we don't want to submit empty data either, even if they can't fill it out. And I think that might be all we need. Let's choose a picture. And let's say our username is going to be Nate the Dev. What just happened? That was not cool. What? User. So nothing happened. Nothing was ever submitted here. Let's try it again. As profile is true. Profile is null right now. So we might have to expand our user data on our home screen, but that is okay. Pretty sure I know what happened. So let's delete that token. Delete it. Say screw it. Refresh this so it'll take us back to our login here. We're gonna make a new account and we'll say test or stream user 2 at email.com, and let's say stream user 2. Let's get started. Super cool. Let's choose a picture. Let's grab the cat. We're a cat lover. Yeah, I have so many autofills, but that's okay. Let's watch the console, because I definitely did send something that's let's see what's going on here. So no action is being dispatched. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just because of this on click. And we're gonna need to wrap that in a form, I guess. So we can say type is equal to submit, whatever. And we can wrap this entire thing in a form. That is fine, I guess. Yeah, because that's just a regular div that it's on. So we're gonna need to wrap that in a form. Let's say on submit equals that. First of all, we're getting a weird error going on here though. Ah. Just grab that picture. Name. Bad request. I think not. Well, what does our user look like? Users. User underscore ID is there. So let's double check our API again, because we don't want any screw ups. Postman's super helpful when you're doing backend stuff, but yeah, see, we're getting API / user / profile / ID. That should be working. Let's double check our auth actions. User ID should be right there. So profile and the user ID. User, okay. Odd. Very odd. Do we get any error? Profile fail. Let's say state here. Auth reducer error. Error. Request failed. Okay. I'm gonna look at something real quick. These are pretty common, you know, you gotta really just... Stuff like this will happen. That's okay. Let me see here. It may just be because we're making bad calls. So let's double check that. Because I do have a username checker, but that can't be it here. I'm just looking at my database right now. So these are successfully coming back. Okay. What if we try to do the same thing though? Let's make that username the exact same. Yeah, it's just a bad request. And profile fail. Error. Very interesting. Error. Dot response. Dot message. Let's set it to that. Yeah, see, we're getting user that does have a profile. So that's very weird. So we're gonna change that manually in our database here. And I think we were test stream user 2. So let's change that to false. Let's refresh this. Yeah, should be this now. Let's create that. If we look here, there. Whoa. So it's catching that as an error. Even though it is working. So let's refresh here. And we're gonna change it back to false. Oh no, it is still false. I think we need to have a look in our server. Profile.find one. Username. I think it may be because the way we're creating our avatar. So let's just change this real quick. Request of item is not equal to undefined question mark. Let's return request dot body dot avatar else. And we will have to push that again. Commit dash m. Wrong terminal. This is what it's all about, you know? Well, nobody ever joined, so I think I'm gonna head off, but thanks for